Welcome to Magic Class Monday with the Dr. Dinosaur and Professor Jack. One of our friends at our local game store asked us, how do you guys build decks? And what are the best way to build decks?
Yep. So we thought, instead of another Archetype week, we'll show you how to build a deck.
Well, we're going to go over ways of how to talk about how people build decks. And then next we're going to show you how we build decks personally. We're going to build a deck in front of you guys. So the most common way people build decks is they go on MTG Goldfish or Tapped Out, look at a deck list, and order it. That's
not the full right way to do it.
If you're a high competitive player, yes, I understand that. Tweak things to your playstyle. But if you're looking for a more casual, or if you're just getting into Magic and trying to figure out decks, my recommendation is Tapped Out and Scryfall. Go through Tapped Out. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's definitely the way to do it. Go through Tapped Out, find something interesting, but find something in your price range. Mm-hmm. Or find something that you have most of the cards to, and then I'm missing 9 cards from this. Go through your collection, try and figure out what they were building, why it works, why it's fun. Read the comments, so if somebody said it's weak against this, try this instead. You might have that card, it might work out a little bit better, but you might find something that interests you. Mm-hmm. I'm constantly on there. Most of the time I don't find anything that interests me, because it's usually the same EDH decks that people are posting every day. But occasionally I find that one deck and I'm like, whoa, I never thought of it. That looks pretty cool.
Also, the budget MTG Goldfish decks, those are good. They definitely all need upgrading, but they're definitely a good starting point.
Oh yeah, no, those are mad fun.
Yeah, they're
I'm not even gonna lie, I've looked at 2 or 3 of them, I have to build this because it looks fun. Most of the times I play, it's not playing against super competitive people, so I'm looking like this is an averagely good deck. It's gonna cost me $100 to build, and the best part is, out of that $100 it cost me to build the deck, I probably own 80% of the cards, so then the cost is real low. Mm-hmm. I finished one, I'm waiting for it. I'll have the cards in tomorrow or the day after. It's I needed $12 in a land, and then I needed 1 copy of 3 different cards. That's not bad at all.
No, not at all.
And it was just cards that I was sitting around, never actually looking at, I would have never used them. But I looked at the deck and I said, hey, that looks interesting. Let me look through, because I know I have some of this stuff. It's I have most of it. Then afterwards, I watched them play with the deck a few games, and I was like, this deck looks mad fun. Mm-hmm. So now I'm definitely just going to go order that $12 in a hand and play it.
Another thing that I really love using is Scryfall. If you're playing an evergreen deck and you want to see all the Death Touch creatures in blue, you write in Death Touch, hit blue, hit modern, every single one will pop up. That's how I normally build decks. I find 1 or 2 cards I really like that work together, or just would work good in a deck, and go, okay, how can I protect them? How can I do this? How can I control the field a little bit if I'm doing a control deck?
Another thing I'd say is, if you're newer and you're just starting out, don't build 3 decks that are the same deck.
No.
Build something new, get a play for it, get a feel for it. One kid I play against, almost every deck he plays is now burn or removal. It's getting old, it's getting stale, he loses every time, I know what to expect when I play him. Mm-hmm. And, after game 1 of no matter what I play, which I usually try and pick the most challenging something, I'll play it, and then, I hit my sideboard, I adjust, and then from that point on, he doesn't stand a chance. So you gotta switch things up, you gotta find other stuff that's fun. Make sure you have the right cards, don't just rush together a deck of random crap you have and hope it works. Unless you're playing somebody else who's doing the same. Because if you've got a well-established deck, even if it only costs you $50 to build, but it runs and it plays, for your buddy Jeff just to come out with, oh, here's my hodgepodge of cards, I think it's gonna work. It's blue starfish. It's
okay.
You had a thunk.
Some issues I see with a lot of players at my LGS is that they want to play these big cards I don't know, Sivian, what's the dragon name?
Shivian Dragon?
Shivian Dragon. Yeah, Shivian Dragon. It's a 5-drop. You're not gonna get it out most games. But they have like 4 Shimmying Dragons, 4 Arborback Walkers, 4 whatever, oh, 4, 5, 6 drops. And then they wonder why they always lose. One of the reasons why is because you just can't play your creatures fast enough.
Yeah.
I played a kid and I was playing Boggles. I had 1 mana for 5 turns. And I still won the game. Because he was just playing 5s and 6 drops. So you definitely want to work on a curve if you're a new player. Again, Scryfall, you go to CMC, it will tell you lowest to highest. So that's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Another fun way I've seen people do, and this one's going to our buddy Ty, is he bought one of the Planeswalker decks. And every week he buys a pack or 2, goes through it, switches cards out, whatever he thinks is better. And it works for him. It's not the best deck, but that's a good way if you want to really start getting into Magic on a budget.
Yeah.
Is there any other ways you can think of?
No, I think that pretty much covers every way to do it.
Are there any bad ways to do it?
Here's not an inherently bad way, but it's another thing I see with some of the people I play with, is they think every deck they have to build has to be a tribal. Every deck does not have to be a tribal. Especially, it ticks me off when he grabs my deck and his first thing he does is looks through and is like, "Ooh, what's with this tribal? Some of the creatures are elementals, some of them are humans." It's because it's not a tribal, you dipwad. Well, then what do you mean? The mechanics all work together. They all run around each other. All these cards inherently have some kind of synergy that bounces from one to the next that makes the deck run.
Mm-hmm.
It does not have to be a tribal, but sometimes just pulling out, hey, I want to do a tribal can be fun.
Another bad way to make a deck, and it can be a good way if you know what you're doing. If you pull out a card like Nightveil Spectre, it's not a good card. It's a very interesting card, but you shouldn't build a deck based off of one card. You should try to build a deck based off 3,
Multiple
4
cards that you can get some kind of synergy off of. A basic effect or 2 effects that complement each other.
Yeah.
Like if you're playing a scry, like a blue scry, and then all of a sudden you throw in a couple prowess creatures, that's going to work out really well. Because if you're using your blue stuff to scry through what's on the top of the deck, and you're hitting the right stuff to prowess off your creatures, you're going to do more. It makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
If, you're playing an Evolve to Undying deck, it makes sense. Your stuff dies, it comes back stronger, then all of a sudden your thing evolves again. It makes sense. But if you're just playing, well, I'm playing with all skeletons because I think they're creepy.
It's probably not going to work for you.
No. Especially, I gotta make a human warrior tribal. No.
You don't have to.
You can do it. It's fun. You can make a great deck that way. Not everything has to be a tribal.
Dinosaurs was top tier for 2 weeks. So it was a good deck. It still is a good deck in Standard.
Yeah.
Nothing really got hurt.
But even then, it's because dinosaurs are really only Nixilon.
Yeah.
And everything has the synergy meant to work with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why that's cool.
And for you better off players, we're decent players, I think, at this point. If someone's having an issue with the deck, don't be afraid to help them, but don't walk over to them and be like, this card sucks, that card just doesn't work, that doesn't work.
Yeah, I built a new deck the other week, and the guy that usually beats me comes over, "Oh, well, that's a great deck, but you need to play this and that, you need to play this and that, and you need to play this and that." And it's like, I won 3 out of my 4 matches tonight. I had a lot of fun with the deck. Don't all of a sudden tell me I need to order this and that for it. That makes me not want to play it.
Mm-hmm.
So granted, okay, I guess somehow I thought I was being somewhat original with this idea. I guess you played something similar to it before, that it needs this, this, and this. But, I didn't ask for your input, If I was losing every round, having an upset night, yeah, come over, try and help me out. Or if I come over to you and I'm like, hey, what's going to make this better? That's when I want the help, but not, you need to get this, you need to get this, you need to get this. This was good until this came out. It's like, No, don't be a card snob.
Help people out. Don't be like, this card sucks. Also give reasons to, if you do say this card sucks, give reasons behind it.
Yeah.
The other day someone told me that silence sucks.
And you also gotta remember, if you're just helping someone out online, is every person's meta is different. So a good spot to ask is, what's in your meta? What got played last Friday night?
That's a very good point.
Because I hate when people instantly look at one card in my deck and they're like, that card is a piece of crap. Why are you running it? You need this thing that's in your sideboard way more than that. And it's like, well, my meta, 3 people play this, so I need this. And they're like, well, I mean, even then, you should just have the other card main board and not, like, be in the sideboard in case for your meta. And it's like, no, because I generally play with just my meta, so why? I mean, maybe that's good advice if I'm all of a sudden going to...
An opening or a
Yeah.
GP or something.
an opening, a GP, but I'm not...
You would never just jump into a GP, by the way. You go to PPTQ and then GP. But yeah. Another thing for new players out there, don't be afraid to ask the guy who's a step or two above you. Like, I made the mistake when I first started playing where I went to the guy who was the top tier player. I was like, how do I play like you? And now my issue is when I play, I can't really play at a fun level. I have to play a little bit more competitive than I really want to be playing at. But if you can play with a person just above you, they can help you out a little bit with their knowledge. You get to their level, scoot up a little bit. That's probably the funnest way to play Magic, and I wish I did that.
Another good thing about when you're making a deck too is build it on tapped out so you have the deck list, so if you forget it, it's there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other good thing is we're running into an issue where we have a lot of people. Oh, you know, this is a modern deck. No, it's not. No, it is not. There's 2 cards in there that are not modern legal, and the last deck you made was not modern legal either, and the week before that it was not modern legal. So that's a good way to do it, you know.
When someone plays Counterspell in Modern, it's like, no. When someone plays turn 1 Dark Ritual, no. That's card not that broken. It is that broken.
A couple weeks ago, I got a Sword to Plowshares played on. He didn't think anything of it, and then all of a sudden, at the end of the night, when I wanted to get some, somebody's like, no, you don't get that. It's not even modern legal. I'm just like, oh. So that game I lost would have totally ended up different. Good to know.
Yeah, I think that this will do it for this video. We will definitely go back and show you how we do it, because we do it slightly different when we're together making a deck.
We'll also spitball ideas
Back and
that
forth,
complement our playstyle.
Yeah.
He usually plays a little bit more slower, defensive, bouncier than me, where I just want to go and smack face. He says he wants to, but then he always tries to play kind of more of a field control or something.
I play mono red control. No. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe. If you're on Reddit, check out our Reddit page, because that's where we're going to ask you guys for ideas and whatnot for what you guys want to see, besides down below in the comment section.
Especially if you're a Professor Jack fan, because I don't touch nothing on Reddit.
True. So if you guys want to make fun of him on Reddit, let me know. I'll make all the laughs. Thank you guys for watching. Bye-byes.
Bye.